और संविधान सभा में जब ड्राफ्ट सबमिट हुआ तो B.R. अम्बेडकर ने वो ड्राफ्ट सबमिट किया। तो मैं सिर्फ कहता हूं, ऑब्जेक्टिव रेजोल्यूशन में बहुत सारी बातें थी, ये प्रस्तावना के बारे में, सॉवरेन डेमोक्रेटिक रिपब्लिक के बारे में काफी कुछ बोल चुके हैं, सॉवरेनिटी गिरवी ना चली जाए, मौलिक अधिकारों के बारे में। हमें आपके पीछे एक तराजू है, वो तराजू हमें लगाना होगा कि मौलिक अधिकार में कहां पहुंचे, सॉवरेनिटी में कहां पहुंचे, डेमोक्रेटिक रिपब्लिक के मसले पे कहां पहुंचे। हाई फ्लाइंग वर्ड्स डोंट कवर अप आवर फेलियर्स, लेट्स नॉट लुक फॉर दैट। और एक मसला आया, उन्होंने एक जिक्र किया ओथ ऑफ टेनिस कोर्ट। माननीय सभापति जी, फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन के बाद जब बड़ी शिद्दत से लोग काम में लग गए अधिकारों पर बात करने के लिए, तो राजा को शुरू में परेशानी नहीं हुई, लेकिन राजा को लगा कि कुछ ऐसा कर रहे हैं जिसमें खुराफात की बू आ रही है। उसने क्या किया, दरवाजे बंद करवा दिए। जिस हॉल में वो लोग बैठते थे वो चले गए दूसरे दरवाजे रूम में, उसको भी बंद करवा दिया। तो वो चले गए टेनिस कोर्ट में, सारी कार्रवाई पूरी की, उसको कहा ओथ ऑफ टेनिस कोर्ट। ओथ ऑफ टेनिस कोर्ट का जिक्र जवाहरलाल जी ने इसलिए किया था कि हमारे अंदर वो जज्बा हो, इमारत बनाने बिगाड़ने से इबारतें नहीं बदलनी चाहिए। हमारा जज्बा वही होना चाहिए जो ओथ ऑफ टेनिस कोर्ट में जवाहरलाल जी, हमारे फर्स्ट प्राइम मिनिस्टर, ने कहा। अब आते हैं कि बाबा साहब भीमराव अंबेडकर जी ने क्या कहा। माननीय सभापति जी, आप जिस इलाके से आती हैं, मैं जिस इलाके से आता हूं, वहां ये बातें बड़ी प्रबल है। आजादी का मूल्यांकन होगा तो इस आधार पर होगा कि राजनीतिक आजादी, सामाजिक आर्थिक आजादी में कितनी तब्दील हुई, अगर नहीं हुई तो क्यों नहीं हुई। उन्होंने कहा था कि एक दिन एक ज्वालामुखी बन जाएगा, और मैं उस ज्वालामुखी को बनते देख रहा हूं। वो इसलिए बनते देख रहा हूं कि जब मैं देखता हूं कि बिहार के जातिगत सर्वेक्षण पे देश के सॉलिसिटर जनरल कोर्ट में खड़े हो जाते हैं, तो मैं देखता हूं ब्लॉक करने की कोशिश हो रही है। यह एस्पिरेशनल वर्ग है, पिछड़ों की बड़ी आबादी, उसके एस्पिरेशन को आप सोशल डेमोक्रेसी के नजरिए से देखिए। जो बाबा साहब कह गए थे 31 में आखिरी हुई, उसके बाद पाकिस्तान बांग्लादेश बना। क्या इस देश को, यहां की सरकारों को, राज्यों की सरकार को वैज्ञानिक आंकड़े नहीं चाहिए? क्या आप आंकड़े आसमान से गिराएंगे? मैं समझता हूं आज के दिन यह भी हमें सुनिश्चित करना होगा कि हम इन आंकड़ों को लाएं, उसके आधार पर अपनी नीतियां तय करें। एक माननीय सभापति जी, अंबेडकर साहब दो और चीज कह के गए, प्रिवेंटिंग टिरनी ऑफ मेजॉरिटी। मैं बार बार इस सदन में कह चुका हूं कि मेजॉरिटी बेहद आवश्यक चीज है, मेजॉरिटी के बिना सरकार नहीं चलती है, लेकिन मेजॉरिटी और मेजॉरिटेरियनिज्म में फर्क है। यह फर्क अगर हमारी सरकार भूल जाती है तो बहुत बड़ी पीड़ा होती है। जब मेरे मित्र ने कहा, मैं अक्सर देखता हूं हम जैसे लोग छोटी आलोचना भी करते हैं, छोटी मोटी आलोचना जो कभी व्यक्तिगत नहीं होती है। आप कहते हो कि पाकिस्तान चले जाओ, अरे कभी देखा भी हो कितनी जगह है वहां का भूगोल क्या है, इतने लोग नहीं अट पाएंगे। मान लीजिए कि 65% लोगों ने आपको पिछली बार वोट नहीं किया, सबको पाकिस्तान भेज दोगे? ऐसी कोई व्यवस्था होती है? यहीं मिलजुल से रहना है, यहीं मिलकर रहना है। और ये सारी चीजें मैं नहीं कह रहा हूं, खुद अंबेडकर साहब कह के गए थे। मैडम, आपकी तरफ से मैं एक और चीज, एक दो छोटी चीज कह करके, इस देश की एक बड़ी आबादी, सभापति महोदया, मैं आपका सभापति महोदया अभी बिल मत 2 मिनट लूंगा, ज्यादा नहीं, आज पहली बार हैं, इतने नजरिए इनाद कर दीजिए। मैं सिर्फ इतना कहना चाहूंगा कि बेरोजगारी को लेकर के हमारा दृष्टिकोण साफ होना चाहिए। सरकार में आप हो, हम हो, बेरोजगारी हम सबकी पॉलिटिक्स खत्म कर देगा। राइट टू एम्प्लॉयमेंट के लिए हम क्या सोच रहे हैं, और इस देश की एक बड़ी आबादी से देशभक्ति का जो प्रमाण पत्र हम मांगते हैं ना मैडम, वो कहीं चलेगा नहीं। मैं आखिरी चीज कह करके एक सुनाना चाहता था। मैं इसलिए कहता हूं, वो एक घर में 5 सदस्य हैं, उसमें हर 5वां सदस्य उस आबादी का है। अगर उस घर में उस 5वें सदस्य को आप एलिनेट करेंगे, दूर करेंगे, घर कभी महफूज नहीं रह सकता। और आखिरी में मैं साहिर को जाता हूं और वहीं खत्म कर दूंगा, आपको घंटी बजाने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती। आओ कि आज गौर करें इस सवाल पर, देखे थे हमने वो हंसी ख्वाब क्या हुए। दौलत बढ़ी तो मुल्क में अफलास क्यों बढ़ा, खुशहाली आवाम के असबाब क्या हुए। जो हाय नादिरो नायाब क्या हुए, हर कूचा शोला जा रहे हर शहर कत्लगाह, यकजहतिया हयात के आदाब क्या हुए, सहराए तीरगी में भटकती है जिंदगी, उभरे थे जो उफक पे वो माताब क्या हुए। मुजरिम हूं अगर मैं तो गुनहगार तुम भी हो, मुजरिम हूं अगर मैं तो गुनहगार तुम भी हो, ए रहबराने कौम खताकार तुम भी हो। जय हिंद मैम, एंड सैल्यूट टू ऑल द फ्रीडम फाइटर्स, संविधान सभा के उन तमाम लोगों को। और मैं चाहूंगा कि सेंगोल के बगल में एक बड़ी आकृति में इनकी तस्वीरें वहां लगाई जाएं और हमें प्रेरणा देते रहें। जय हिंद।
धन्यवाद। श्री वीरेंद्र प्रसाद वैश्य। श्री वीरेंद्र प्रसाद।
Yes, I'm here. Thank you, Madam Chairman, for allowing me to speak on the historic occasion. We got opportunity to speak, attend this old parliament, and we're going to get opportunity to speak in our new parliament. I remember, sir, when I was a student of class 8, for the first time in my life, I visited Delhi. So I am from Assam. You know, northeastern region, more than 2,000 kilometers away from the duty. Definitely, as a school student, I visited. I was elected member of parliament from Assam in Lok Sabha, sir, madam. In class 8, physically I have seen the parliament house from the outside, and in 1996, physically for the first, I entered this house as a member of parliament. And fortunately, I was the took responsibility as a cabinet minister of the country in the year 1996. And it was my privilege to attend both the houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, although I was a member of Lok Sabha, but as a minister, I was attended this house also. It is painful, no doubt, from tomorrow we are not here. But we are jubilant also. We are privileged, we are lucky. From the next day, tomorrow, we are going to attend the new Parliament House with modern art and technology. The Parliament has a long history. I remember many things. Jawaharlal Nehru given goodbye people of northeastern region from India. This is the sentiment of us. This is the sentiment of. After them, many things was discussed inside this parliament building. When China came to near to Tezpur, China came up to Bombila. People of Assam, people of northeastern region, especially Arunachal people, they are crying. We are not equipped to fight against China. And at that time, Assam was given farewell goodbye to then Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. But sir, after 61 session was assembled, at that time I salute great parliamentarian of India, great parliament from Assam, Hem Borua, who had spoke, who had fought for Assam, and who have given one to the government from this house. Sir, this parliament also equally witness of imposing emergency in our country. Because for the first time emergency was declared, evoked in our country. And at that time, parliament was not functioning, parliament was dissolved. Our honorable Prime Minister always says, India is the mother of democracy. Yes, Prime Minister is very right. India is the mother of democracy. But one thing, Shantanu Sanjay, you should remember, but historians said, ancient Greece was the first country of the world who revoked democracy. But this is not correct. This is not correct. In Bihar, first Indian democracy started in Vaishali. It was started in Vaishali, not 500 years ago. It was started 600 years ago. And Vaishali of our country is the first place of democracy started, where in Vaishali town, it was 600 years ago, 707,000 people, locally elected people, selected people, sit together to make a decision for develop our country and financially to improve our country. Many more discussion will take place. I remember, I have seen very, very important person, dignitaries functioning in this house. Just 2 minutes, then I come.
1 minute tha.
Okay, just 2 minutes. I remember K.K. Narayan as a vice president of our country who shared the house. He was a very knowledgeable person. Always he encouraging about the mother tongue. Definitely Venkaiah Naidu has a great, great contribution to this house. Equally, our present chairman also always given us guidance, speaking about our history, especially in the legal side, he always given us the guidance. Ma'am, I remember, if I'm not speaking, this is not fair. I have got opportunity to witness the speech of Bajpayee, budget presentation of Pranab Mukherjee ji. Wonderful oratory personality of Madam Sushma ji. Learned speaker Arun Jaitley ji. I am learned many, many, many things from these people, sir. Ma'am, I remembering my first day in the life when I was a student of class 8. I have seen this parliament building from the outside. And in the 1996, I entered this house as a member of parliament. And this is the beauty of our democracy. My family don't have any political background. I am not a son of any minister. I am not a son of any MP. I was not a son of any politician. But I am a son of the soil. I am a son of the soil. And this is the beauty of democracy. I am elected from son of the soil of this wonderful parliament. Definitely, if I'm not speaking about my political party, then it will be not fair. I'm getting this opportunity. My political party, Assam Gana Parishad, is a regional political party with a national outlook. And I'm grateful for my country. In my life, I'm working only one party. This is my party. This is Assam Gana Parishad. Still, I am a member of Assam Gana Parishad. And I am really grateful to my party for send me to Lok Sabha, for send me to Rajya Sabha as a member of parliament. With this, I believe we all members gathering here in our last day of this building, we always remembering our memory in this building. And from tomorrow, in new building, we start our new parliamentary life, our new democratic life. With this word, I conclude. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Sri Jose K. Boni.
So today we gather here to reflect upon an extraordinary journey, more than 70 years of Indian Parliament. For 3/4 of a century, it has served as a cornerstone of our nation's governance. It is a journey marked by trials, triumphs, and unyielding commitment to the ideal of democratic republic. The framers of our Constitution envisioned a vibrant democracy where every citizen, irrespective of caste, creed, or gender, had a voice and a vote. Our Parliament was entrusted with the sacred duty of upholding these principles. In last 7 decades, many Latin American and Afro-Asian countries sailed along with us, sank and disappeared. Even the mighty USSR and the entire Eastern European nations collapsed like a palace of cards. But we keep on sailing because on the most of our ship, the flag of parliamentary democracy flutters. We have seen heated debates, fiery discussions, and passionate argument, the very essence of parliamentary democracy. Over the years, it has played a pivotal role in shaping India's destiny. It has been source of progressive legislation, from the eradication of untouchability to the establishment of gender equality, from comprehensive land reforms to the liberalization of our economy. As we celebrate the remarkable journey, let us also acknowledge the challenges we face. Our Parliament, like any other institutions, has had its share of ups and downs. It is an undeniable fact that recent years have witnessed instances of undemocratic parliamentary methods and procedures which threaten the very essence of democracy. There have been occasions where legislative debates have been curtailed, opposition's voice silenced, and crucial bills passed without due discussions and scrutiny. The integrity of the Parliament committee and internal part of our democratic system has at times been compromised. Delays in appointments and the politicization of these committees have hindered their effectiveness. Only 25% of the bills were referred to these committees. Such a low referral rate of bills to the committee during the 16th Lok Sabha clearly shows the government is not open to the scrutiny and engagement that the committee offers. The suppression of the dissent, be it from the civil society, academia, or the media, is a matter of deep concern. A thriving democracy encourages diverse perspective and respect the right of dissent. Recent incident involving curtailment of free speech cast doubt on the government's commitment to these democratic values. The robust people of our nation, steering our democracy towards a brighter and more inclusive future. May our Parliament continue to be the beacon of hope and the voice of the people for generations to come. Thank you.
Mr. Praful Patel.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. I get up to speak probably for the last. I get up to speak probably for the last time in this very august building, and
How can you be so sure?
well, I said probably, and I'm sure we are all filled with a
No,
sense
tomorrow
of.
we are meeting Dr. Keshav, therefore I'm saying.
And of course, we are
Me
all.
and Praful Patel got together in Parliament as members of 9th Lok Sabha.
So we have all assembled here, sir, and obviously this is a feeling and a sense of nostalgia. As you have very rightly pointed out, not only our long association, but my very own long association with Parliament, with many times in the Lok Sabha as well as in the Rajya Sabha, and having completed more than 32 years as a member of Parliament. So, sir, I definitely feel that I share the sentiments of most of my colleagues who have been speaking here, and definitely 75 years of independence, our country has really come a long way. And our democracy, no matter what the assaults have been from within and outside, has withstood the test of time and has got stronger by the passing day. And this democracy, which we pride ourselves in, and which the world also now looks up upon us as something to be cherished. Dr. Ambedkar gave us a wonderful constitution. Along with him, many other stalwarts joined him and presented the constitution to the Constituent Assembly. And certainly, our constitution can be rated as one of the finest constitutions drafted anywhere for any country in the world. And I think that is something we should be very proud of. And a country which is so diverse as India, as vast as India, as populous as India, certainly requires a binding force, a glue, and that our Constitution has very ably provided us and stood the test of time. A country, I think when we go abroad and we see many countries and we look at their democracies, of course, there are very many shining examples. But no country, as again I repeat, as populous as India, 140 crore people, speaking so many languages, so many dialects, so many religions, so many states, so many ethnicities, can be remaining together as one is sometimes, I think, really an astonishment for many people in the world. We recently had the G20 summit in India, and I'm sure whatever though we could not participate ourselves, but as government of India as projected and as seen by us and all the world, I'm sure that every single leader who came to India would have been proud of what India has achieved in its last 75 years. It is not a mean feat, sir. We have ourselves, when we came to Parliament, I remember, we were, you and me and all of us, many who were there in the past, राम गोपाल जी को भी याद होगा कि हम पहले 25 टेलीफोन के कनेक्शन किसको दें या गैस के सिलेंडर हम किसको हम अपने एमपी कोटा से दें, यहाँ से हमारी शुरुआत होती थी केशव राव जी। एंड वो दिन भी हमने देखे हैं कि टेलीफोन का कनेक्शन अगर नॉर्मल कोर्स में हम लगाएं तो 15-15, 20-20 साल के बाद हमको नंबर लगता था। तो उस और गैस के कनेक्शन की भी वही परिस्थिति थी और ये एक मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट का प्रिविलेज माना जाता था। तो उस जमाने से लेकर आज, हरदीप जी आप पेट्रोलियम मंत्री हैं, आपको मालूम है कि आज कितने बड़े पैमाने पर हमारे देश में न केवल गैस की बात करें या टेलीफोन की बात करें, लेकिन पूरी तरह से हमारे देश की जो आम तौर पर जो प्रगति हुई है, ये एक दुनिया के लिए बहुत बड़ा मिसाल बनी हुई है। और इसीलिए 75 वर्ष जब हम पूरे करते हैं, अमृतकाल की बात करते हैं और इस सदन से नए सदन में जाने की बात करते हैं, तो आज का भारत और भविष्य का भारत कैसा होना चाहिए, आधुनिक भारत कैसा होना चाहिए, इसके लिए निश्चित इस सदन में एक अच्छी चर्चा होनी चाहिए और मंथन होना चाहिए और हर व्यक्ति का यहाँ पर जो सुझाव है उसका एक अहम महत्व होता है। हर संसद सदस्य जो यहाँ पर बैठा है ये सदन में या उस सदन में, उनके अनुभव का पूरा इस्तेमाल करके देश हित में और जनहित में हम लोगों ने उसका इस्तेमाल करके उसका फ़ायदा उठाने का काम करना चाहिए। आज देश में क्या क्या बातें नहीं होती है, आज हम देखते हैं कि कितना विषमताएं होने के बाद, कितनी मतलब गरीबी भी है, अमीरी भी है, सब कुछ होते हुए भी लोग मिलजुल कर प्रेम भाव से रहते हैं। ये हमारे भारत की संस्कृति का बहुत बड़ा अभिन्न अंग है और तभी हम ये सारी बातों को कोई भी समस्याएं आती है, बाधाएं आती, उसको पार कर पाते हैं, क्योंकि हमारे देश में सहनशीलता और सबको एक दूसरे के साथ लेकर चलने की हमारे मन में भावना है। और यह हमारे संविधान ने भी हमको दिया है, जो एक व्यक्ति को एक वोट का अधिकार। बहुत लोगों को शायद मालूम भी नहीं होगा, हम अमेरिका के डेमोक्रेसी की बहुत बड़ी बातें करते हैं, लेकिन अमेरिका की डेमोक्रेसी में भी जो काली चमड़ी के लोग थे, जो अफ्रीकन डिसेंट के लोग थे, उनको भी वोट का अधिकार 1960 के दशक में, जब मार्टिन लूथर किंग ने लड़ाई लड़ी उसके बाद मिला। तब तक उनको बराबरी का अधिकार नहीं था। लेकिन हमारे देश में डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब आम्बेडकर और उनके साथ हमारी कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली ने, हमारे फाउंडिंग फादर्स ने इस देश में सभी को बराबरी का अधिकार हमारे संविधान में 1950 में हमको दिया, जो हमारे आप में एक बहुत बड़ी उपलब्धि रही है, जो और विश्व के कोई बड़े देशों में नहीं रही है। लेकिन निश्चित नए भवन में एक आधुनिक भारत की और भविष्य के भारत की, उसकी भी झलक हमको नजर आएगी। एक और हम चंद्रयान पहुंचे, एक और हम हमारे देश में इतना तक हमको नजर आएगी। एक और हम चंद्रयान पहुंचे, एक और हम हमारे देश में इतना तंत्र और विज्ञान का आज उपयोग कर रहे हैं। आज हमारा देश टेक्नोलॉजी में विश्व में एक अग्रणी स्थान प्राप्त कर चुका है। अमेरिका की और विश्व की बड़ी बड़ी जो कंपनी है, टेक्नोलॉजी कंपनी है, उन सारे कंपनीज के जो प्रमुख लोग हैं, वहाँ के प्रमुख इनोवेटर्स हैं, साइंटिस्ट हैं, वो हमारे भारतीय हैं। ये हमारे लिए बहुत बड़े गर्व की बात है। और ऐसे एक आधुनिक युग में जब हम जा रहे हैं और भविष्य के भारत का और नए भारत का सपना जब हम देख रहे हैं, नौजवान भारत का सपना देख रहे हैं, तो निश्चित नए सदन का भी एक अहम उसका एक महत्व रहेगा। और मुझे विश्वास है कि आपके नेतृत्व में हमारे सदन का सुचारू रूप से नए सदन में भी कामकाज जारी रहेगा और नए सदन के माध्यम से हमारी जो देश की जो युवाओं की और भविष्य की पीढ़ी की जो आकांक्षा है, अपेक्षा है, उसकी जरूर पूर्ति होगी। इसी विश्वास के साथ हमारे देश के 75 वर्ष पूरे हुए, हमारे देश के लोगों को और हमारे देश के प्रधानमंत्री जी को बहुत बहुत बधाई देते हुए मैं अपने 2 शब्दों को विराम देता हूं।
No, the honourable member has put across his points with positivity, and that is what is required. At an occasion like this, we all have to converge to see Bharat blossoms, politics apart. So that's a very important contribution. Sri Bhuvaneshwar Kalita.
Thank you, Honourable Chairman, for giving me the opportunity.
क्या पता कौन कितनी गलत जगह बैठा हुआ है?
Thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity to speak on this historic occasion of Rajya Sabha, to speak on the parliamentary journey of 75 years, starting from Samvidhan Sabha. Sir, today I remember when I came first to Rajya Sabha in 1984, when Justice Hidayatullah was presiding over that chair, and he was followed by, of course, R. Venkatramanji, Sangadel Sharmaji, and today you are in the seat, sir, and I thank you for that, that the Indian democracy and Indian parliament has come over years of development and strengthening the democracy in this country. So today, I congratulate the new Vice Chairman for taking up the chair. Thank you. Today, as we assemble here to reflect upon the parliamentary journey of 75 years, starting from inception of the Samvidhan Sabha, we embark on a profound exploration of our nation's democratic evolution. This remarkable journey has been marked by achievements, experiences, memories, and invaluable lessons that have not only shaped our parliamentary institutions, but have also left an indelible imprint on the course of our nation's history. Madam Chair, while speaking on these 75 years of our journey, we must remember about some of the key milestones in the history of Indian Parliament. Madam, 1946, the Constituent Assembly convened for the first time on December 9th. So our journey starts from there. And in 1950, India adopted its constitution on January 26th, a momentous event for Indian parliamentary democracy. Madam, in 1952, the first general elections were held, marking the initiation of our democracy. And in 1956, the State Reorganizations Act has adopted, leading to reshaping of state boundaries. There was a struggle, and the then members of the Constituent Assembly had given shape to this country, and particularly by reorganizing the states for the convenience of the people and the administration. In 1957, with the second general election, the things have started moving, and in 1961, Goa, Daman and Diu were new states where the new states got liberation. They were liberated and they were recognized as state. Madam, one historic occasion we must remember in this regard is that for the first time, the preamble of the Constitution was amended. We all remember the 42nd Amendment. And in 75, 77, of course, that was the period that the Indian democracy will remember, and the parliamentarians particularly, and the people of this country will remember because of its effects on the people. Madam, in 1986, a historic bill was passed, the Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Divorce Act was enacted. This is one historic legislation where the women of all religion, all communities were given equal power, and that equal power and equal opportunity and equal right. So this one we must remember during the discussion of this in this debate. And the economic liberalization came in 1991 during the Prime Ministership of P.V. Narasimha Raoji. And today we are step by step we are ahead to liberalize the economy and the benefits of the economy reaching to the poor and vulnerable sections because of that. And today, the country is progressing. The country has got remarkable progress in the economic field, where today India is considered as the 5th largest economy in the world. And very soon, our Honorable Prime Minister has publicly announced that within next few years, India will be one of the 3 top economies of the world. Madam, another remarkable event during the progress of this democracy, during the progress of Parliament, was the GST. The GST was Goods and Services Tax was implemented, and streamlining the taxation system. One nation, one tax was the motto, and today we have seen that the national exchequer is enriched by GST, and remarkable tax collection has been made, and which is helping the development of this country. So I remember, and the country will remember, this GST taxation for the benefit and for the progress of this country. Madam, one nation, one tax. But till 2019, this country had 2 constitutions, two flags and this was possible to make one nation, one flag and one constitution by the amendment brought by and the abrogation act of Article 370, which was brought in 2019, which says we can be proud of being one nation, one flag and one constitution. And I congratulate the government for that. Madam, I did not disturb you, although you said certain objectionable thing, including balkanization of the country. So please don't do that. And Madam, the great thing, the great war that India fought was the COVID-19 pandemic. The India not only come out of this pandemic successfully, but also help other nations, neighboring countries to fight with this. And the biggest achievement was the vaccines that India manufactured and vaccines. And the entire country was vaccinated, and today we are safe in terms of healthcare. Madam, while talking about the achievements, what during the 75 years of our journey, what achievements this country has made? Madam, the main achievement which we can today discuss is the inclusivity. This efforts towards inclusivity, one of our speakers was giving an example with a senior leader that it is not only India, other parts of the world also had the inclusivity in terms of women representation. The women representation has increased from 5% in 1951 to 14% in 2019. And the number of voters increased dramatically from 173.2 million in 1951 to 912 million in 2019. So this is not a less achievement. This has strengthened the democracy of this country. These things have improved, and this has brought achievement to our democracy, to our parliamentary democracy. Madam, some of the experience and some of the achievements that we have made is the 2023 where we are today. Today, we are sitting here in the RAJYA SABHA chamber, and some of our members have become emotional also that maybe from tomorrow we will be going to the new building. This new building is that we have to cross a line. Up to this 75 years, we have achieved a lot. But from here, we have to make a leap forward so that this country becomes the developed economy. So next 25 years, in the new building of Parliament, we are having our Amrit Kal, where India will reach in the line of developing our 100 years of Indian Parliament and our 100 years of Indian Parliament and Indian democracy. So, now I am going to conclude because there are some more speakers. They are also, and this special station is today convened to commemorate the 75-year of journey of our Parliament. What is our experienced during this period. Sir, Madam, to conclude my speech here, I want to say that our journey through parliamentary evolution of India over past 75 years has been one of both reflection and insight. While we have witnessed certain challenges and shifts in the parliamentary dynamics, it is essential to recognize the significant efforts made to foster inclusivity within our democratic institutions. The rise of women's representation, the active engagement of citizens in public debates, the crucial role of parliamentary committees, and the passage of legislation aimed at social welfare and labor rights are testaments of our commitment to inclusivity. Madam, as we commemorate the key milestones in the history of the Indian Parliament, we are reminded of the enduring spirit of our democracy. From the adoption of Constitution in 1950 to the recent inauguration of a new Parliament building in 2023, these events signify our nation's growth, resilience, and adaptability in the face of challenges. As we move forward, Madam, it is imperative that we continue to uphold the principles of democracy, inclusivity, and transparency that have been the cornerstones of our parliamentary democracy. By learning from our past and embracing the opportunities of the future, we can ensure that our democratic institutions remain robust and responsive to the ever-changing needs and aspirations of our diverse and dynamic nation. Let us celebrate this journey, Madam. Let us celebrate this journey with pride and commitment to a more inclusive and vibrant future for Indian democracy. Thank you, Vice Chair, for giving me the opportunity. Thank you very much.
माननीय सदस्य विक्रमजीत सिंह साइनी।
Honorable Chairman, sir, and my fellow parliamentarians, today when I stand here to speak on this historic occasion of the transition from historic Parliament House to the iconic new Parliament building representing the new India, as India approaches a major milestone in the 75th year of the Parliament. Ma'am, Parliament House is not just a building of brick and mortar, whereas it is a living institution which has to be safeguarded and embrace the idea of India. It's the fundamental temper of our world's largest democracy. Indian Parliament is an aspiring story of our civilization's strive for respect and resources with our values intact as the largest democracy in the world. We embody the unique fiber of our being, unity in diversity, secularism, pluralism, social justice, and equal fundamental rights for each citizen. On this historic occasion, Chairman, I would like to remember and pay a homage to our ancestors, and as my father used to narrate, the horrors of partition still haunt us. I think Punjab and Punjabis suffered the most out of it. There were about 2 million people who lost their lives, and about 14 million people had to abandon their homes in the giant exodus. लाखों लोग बेघर हो गए और उन्होंने भारत को, इंडिया को, भारत अपनी मातृभूमि को अपनी जन्मभूमि माना और अपना सब कुछ, अपना कारोबार, अपने बर्तन, अपना जायदादें, अपना सब कुछ छोड़ के लाखों पंजाबी सफ़र करते हुए भारत को चुना, भारत को माना और फिर एज ए रेफ्यूजी दे स्टार्टेड देयर कैरियर और फिर रेफ्यूजी से बिल्डअप किया। ये उनकी देशभक्ति की सबसे बड़ी निशानी है और उन्होंने इस देशभक्ति का अभी तक पैट्रियटिज्म हमारे सामने है। I also pay homage to all the great Sikh leaders who spurned the offer of then Muhammad Ali Jinnah and decided to upkeep India as their motherland, and Punjabis and Sikhs have been proving their patriotism till today. We Sikhs are not by chance Indians. We are proudly by choice Indians. Honorable Chairman, sir, we also pay tribute to them. Dehe Shiva, Var Mohe Ehe, Shubh Karmante, Kabhu na Taru, Jab Aав ki Aud Nidhan Bane, At hi Ran mein, Tab Jooj Maru. I would also like to remember on this historic occasion the Shaheed-e-Azam Bhagat Singh, who drew the attention of the British Samrajya and this very own parliament to further strengthen the freedom struggle. In this same parliament building, while presenting the constitution to our country, Dr. Bhim Rao Ambedkar had said, however good a constitution may be, if those who are implementing are not good, it will prove to be a bad. However bad a constitution may be, if those implementing it are good, it will prove to be good. So onus is on us parliamentarians on 75th year of the parliament. The dream, voice and aspirations of a nation suppressed by a colonial rule came to surface. As they say, with great power comes great responsibility. We all sit here as the public representatives. We are emblematic of the aspirations of 1.4 billion people who want us to serve them. We represent them. We are their voice. We are their eyes. We are their ears. Eradicating poverty, unemployment, corruption, agrarian crisis, casteism, communal hatred have no place for India, and this parliament have to work for the fundamental things like ensuring health, education, infrastructure, nation's inclusive development, women empowerment, youth empowerment. ये अमृत काल तभी ही अमृत होगा अगर हम विद्या का, शिक्षा का अमृत, सेहत का अमृत, हेल्थ का अमृत, रोजगार का अमृत हर एक गांव में हर एक भारतीय को पहुंचाएंगे. So we as representatives of our nationals, we have to conduct ourselves, define the character of the august houses, and therefore our conduct withholds our respect to the underlying values and nobleness of this esteemed institution forged for our safeguarding by our four leaders. Honorable Chairman, the disruptions which happens in the Parliament act as a hurdle in this fundamental process for a smooth functioning of Parliament. I personally think, with my experience of 1 year, both Treasury and opposition have to together play a positive and constructive role so that optimum productivity of this institution is maintained. I take this historic opportunity to pay homage to stalwarts like my elder brother, Shri Arun Jaitley ji, my elder dearest sister who given me love as a brother for 25 years, Shrimati Sushma Swaraj ji, and we pray for the long life of stalwart Dr. Manmohan Singh ji, who is here with us despite his ill health. It was Dr. Manmohan Singh ji who brought radical changes to the economy in 91, and he had said, कुछ ऐसे भी मंजिर तारीख की नज़रों में, कुछ ऐसे भी मंजिर हैं तारीख की नज़रों में, लम्हों ने खता की, सदियों ने सजा पाई. It is our humble invocation to every individual sitting here, both from government, treasury benches and opposition, that we all should commit to this parliament, that in the new parliament house, we will ensure healthy debates, discussions, least disruptions and adjournments, and we do maximum work for the nation building. Jai Hind.
Thank you. माननीय सदस्य श्रीमती ममता मोहंता.
धन्यवाद आप सभी को मेरे साथ होना. मेरी पार्टी बीजू जनता दल के तरफ से इस पवित्र गृह में मुझे बोलने का मौका दिया, इसीलिए धन्यवाद देती हूँ. मेरा देश भारत धर्म, भाषा, वर्ण और जाति के दायरे में से आगे हम सभी एक हैं. हम केवल भारतीय हैं. आप सभी भारत वर्ष का इतिहास जानते हैं. भारत देश कैसे और कब स्वाधीन हुआ, कितने बलिदान, त्याग, समर्पण के बाद स्वाधीन भारत हमें हासिल हुआ. इन सभी संग्रामी व्यक्तित्व को मैं इस पवित्र गृह से नमन करती हूँ, श्रद्धांजलि ज्ञापन करती हूँ। स्वाधीन भारत के सभी लोग को शासन पद्धति में रख के सुविधा देने की स्वाधीन भारत के सभी लोग को शासन पद्धति में रखकर सुविधा देने की समय में देश को संविधान की आवश्यकता पड़ी, जो सभी भारतीयों को समानता प्रदान करे। स्वाधीन प्रणेता बाबा साहेब भीमराव रामजी अंबेडकर को भी इस गृह से नमन करती हूँ, जिसके कलम की ताकत से इस पुरुष प्रधान समाज में महिलाएं भी समानता प्राप्त कर रहे हैं। 1950 जनवरी 26 को इस संविधान लागू होने के बाद गणतंत्र भारत का शुरुआत हुआ। तभी से जाति, वर्ण, धर्म, शिक्षा आदि सभी क्षेत्रों में सभी को समान सुविधा मिला। इस संविधान के चलते हुए देश में शासन पद्धति लागू हुआ। इस प्रजातंत्र अर्थात गणतंत्र में विधायिका, कार्यपालिका और न्यायपालिका को समान गुरुत्व दिया गया। आज हम 21 सेंचुरी में पहुंच गए। विश्व के अन्य देश के हिसाब से यहाँ का लोकतंत्र और सुदृढ़ हुआ है। एक आदिवासी महिला आज राष्ट्रपति भारत देश का सबसे बड़ी पदवी महामहिम राष्ट्रपति की पदवी में अवस्थापित है। मैं एक आदिवासी जिला से आके यहाँ आप सबके सामने कुछ कह पा रही हूँ। इसी से बड़ी बात क्या है, महिला के विकास का और क्या उदाहरण दूँ। आज अगर आप कहीं भी जाओ तो ज़्यादातर इलाका में महिला जिला कलेक्टर, जिला एसपी, महिला सरकारी कर्मचारी ज़्यादा पाएंगे। शिक्षा क्षेत्र में आप देखें आईआईटी, आईआईएम, एमबीबीएस, यूपीएससी सभी क्षेत्रों में महिला को दबदबा है। भारतवर्ष में 700 से ज़्यादा आदिवासी वर्ग है। भारत के 8.6% इनका संख्या है। आज के हिसाब से संख्या बढ़ गई है। देश गठन के समय से ही इस वर्ग को गुरुत्व दिया गया है। सभी राज्य आदिवासी वर्ग के सामाजिक, आर्थिक विकास तथा उनका संस्कृति की सुरक्षा, भाषा की सुरक्षा दिया जा रहा है। उनके विकास के लिए स्वतंत्र मंत्रालय बनाया गया है। सबसे बड़ी बात है कि उनकी भाषा में उन्हें शिक्षा दिया जा रहा है। लेकिन आदिवासी संप्रदाय के आंचलिक भाषा को सुरक्षा देते हुए प्राथमिक शिक्षा व्यवस्था में शामिल करना जरूरी है और संविधान के 8वें परिच्छेद में शामिल करना आवश्यकता है। शिक्षा क्षेत्र में भारत के पावन भूमि से चांद तक का यात्रा ही सबसे बड़ी उदाहरण है। यहाँ कितने विश्वविद्यालय, वैश्विक विश्वविद्यालय किसानों के लिए बहुत योजना बनाए हैं। प्रति वर्ष स्वतंत्र बजट किया जाता है। स्वास्थ्य क्षेत्र में भी बदलाव आया है। सभी रोग का इलाज तुरंत हो पा रहा है। गमनागमन, शिल्प, टेक्नोलॉजी, विज्ञान क्षेत्रों में हम बहुत आगे हैं। आज हमारा देश बहुत आगे है। इन नए संसद गृह से भारतवर्ष का नया इतिहास लिखा जाएगा। सबको बधाई देकर मेरा वक्तव्य रखती हूँ। नमस्कार।
डॉक्टर अमर पटनायक. Sometimes it is very good to catch someone off guard. Then the productivity and contribution is more genuine and authentic.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Chairman, sir. So it's actually indeed a privilege for me to be present here, speaking about 75 years of Parliament, of the largest and one of the most diverse democracies of the world. It's no mean feat, sir, that parliamentary democracy has flourished in this country because of this Parliament. What is currently happening or is about to happen is that we would be moving in a symbolic fashion from old to the new, from new to the aspirational, and from a democracy which was marked by bills and acts which laid the foundation, or which will be the foundation for several such new bills and acts in the future in the new building. Sir, I would like to speak about a speech which Dr. Ambedkar made in the Law College of University of Delhi way back in 1948. He says, there could be no doubt that one of the countries which could boast of a great ancient civilization was India. It had parliamentary institutions when people of Europe were mere nomads. It is not that India did not know what is democracy. There was a time when India was studded with republics, and even where there were monarchies, they were either elected or limited. It is not that India did not know parliaments or parliamentary procedure. A study of the Vinaya Pitaka and the Buddhist Bhikshu Sanghas discloses that not only there were parliaments, for the Sanghas were nothing but parliaments, but the Sanghas knew and observed all the rules of parliamentary procedure known to modern times. So I would concur with what other members were referring to say that democracy did not really originate in Greece, but it originated many years before in this particular land. So if we are talking about parliament, I would like to think that since we knew about the parliamentary functioning for a long time, and since we are talking about the Constituent Assembly gave us the Constitution. But it is the Parliament that helps to make the Constitution a living document by the process of amendments. And that is how each one has enabled and strengthened the other. And these amendments have actually made the Parliament, made the functioning of the Parliament closer to the socio-economic and political reality of each of the times, the entire history of this particular 75 years. So the role of Parliament, in a sense, anywhere in the world, would be fourfold. So one, to make laws, which will be evolving with the times. Second, to pass the budget. Third, to raise national, state and local issues. And number four, to hold the executive to account by various procedures of question and answer and committees and PSC and COPO and other such matters. Now, if we talk about the first and the foremost duty of Parliament, that is to make laws, I know that the Parliament has made several laws. There are more than 100 amendments which have been passed, but I would like to concentrate on a few. And those are, the first one, on the center-state relations. So the Parliament, right from the time the Constituent Assembly debates have taken place, has been cognizant of the fact that the states have a very important role to play in this, in democracy. In fact, Renuka Ray, she was a member of the Constituent Assembly, while agreeing with Pandit Kunjru, she says it is necessary that the center should be in a position to see that provinces do not fall behind in regard to the minimum standards of development. But agreeing with Pandit Kunjru, it is also not possible for a province to administer its responsibilities in an adequate manner if its financial position is unstable or uncertain. Therefore, Kitty should be made a part of the divisible pool. I think this is what we have to look forward in the next 25 years to be happening, to make the states actually financially independent and financially sustainable to take the entire goal of the nation forward. The second aspect that I would like to talk about is on the issue of women, sir. So on the issue of women, the Parliament has passed several landmark legislations, and many of them have already been spoken about here. One is the Hindu Marriage Act. It removed polygamy, marriage of a maiden and that of a widow, the registration of Hindu marriage, the divorce, the Hindu Succession Act, which is very significant because it gave property rights to women, the Hindu Succession Amendment Act, Child Marriage Act, and several such acts relating to women. But I think it stopped short of one particular last legislation, and that is reservation for women in the parliaments and the assemblies. And that, you know, sir, our leader, Honorable Naveen Patnaik, has been taking it forward for a long period of time, sent emissaries to all political parties. We have spoken here all the time to bring this legislation so that women, the gender parity and the gender equity, the theme reaches its final conclusion by this parliament, whether here or in the new building. And the last point, sir, that I would like to talk about is environmental constitutionalism. Sir, this is the Parliament which has passed most of the environmental laws, starting with Air Pollution Act, Prevention of Air Pollution, Prevention of Water Pollution, Environmental Protection Act. Several such laws have been passed, and that is how the Parliament has responded to the existential crisis that is facing this world at large, which is happening because of climate change. I think the Parliament has responded very well, but there are two gaps which probably could be brought in, and that is how the Parliament of India would have responded to the world, and that is to bring in a legislation to ensure that net zero is reached in a fixed period of time, and incentives are given for proper environmental response. So last point, our Parliament, while we transition from here to that building, would also mark a transition in the way the Parliament of India is responding to technology, sir. So we are moving from a physical, more of a physical Parliament to a Parliament which is both physical and digital, Sansad, sir. It will be it is not yet hybrid, but that will be the way forward, sir. So I think with this, I would end my speech. Thank you so much for giving me these opportunities.
Well, you are very well audited. That's your background. Sri Tiruchi Shiva.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. Sir. Thank you, Chairman, sir. Oh, here and there. Sir, called as a special session, sir. We are still not aware of the business to be transacted in the remaining 4 days. A shock or surprise may be awaited.
We'll have a business advisory committee.
Sir?
And we'll have a business advisory committee, sir, tomorrow, and you'll be enlightened.
As of now,
and for tomorrow, you know everything.
Okay, sir.
Go ahead.
As of now, I am telling. So a shock or surprise or nothing is awaiting, and we are also awaiting. Sir, we have completed 75 glorious years of independence and 72 successful years of journey of the Parliament. Sir, this milestone makes it important to recall the hopes, the ideals we have cherished, we have accomplished in this Parliament, fulfilling those visions of the people who fought for freedom and those who drafted the Constitution. Sir, at the outset, I would like to pay my tributes to those who laid down their lives for our freedom, the independence which we are enjoying. Starting from Pulitevan, Veerabandya Kattabomman, Marudhu Brothers, Velu Nachiyar, Kuyili, and Tilakar, Gokhale, Mahatma Gandhi, Nehru, Sardar Patel, VOC, and unsung heroes and unsung heroines, which is very, very important, sir. Sir, I think this is the right time to tell that. In a freedom struggle in Tamil Nadu, many women participated. Kali Mal, didn't hesitate. She again took the flag and marched on. So many unsung heroines or unsung heroes who have to be recollected at this very proud moment. So democracy is a popular sovereignty. The concept of this popular sovereignty is attaining its completion by way of the functioning of the Parliament. Sir, in post the first Indian general election in 1952, the Manchester Guardian commented, parliamentary institutions have not had a very good time in Asia. All that is happening in Asia throws a spotlight on the Parliament in Delhi as the one institution of the kind which is working in an exemplary way. So there are two salient features which has brought India to as a focus as a largest democracy. One is our constitution and another is the Parliament. Sir, Thomas Jefferson, the architect of America, once said that no constitution will survive the test of time more than 20 years. But ours is very vibrant even after 72 years because of the amending provisions. We have changed to time, and ours is not only the longest and it has been discussed with a very long period of nearly 3 years. Sir, democracy, when it came into existence, some people say Greece, some people say somewhere else, but we are the predecessors, we are the foreigners in everything. For example, in Tamil Nadu, sir, early Chola period, that was in 2nd, 3rd century, some excavations near Chennai, Uttaramerur, brought out the fact that there was a Kudavole system, that is a Yarsan part, in which people will write on the palm leaves their choice of candidate and would deposit in that, and a child would pick up and that person will be the Sarpanch of that area. So this democracy has been in India for more than 2000 years, that too from the southern end, sir. Sir, coming to the parliament. Sir, sentiments are not attached only to humans, of course to buildings too. I can recollect many things. And even if you move to a rich looking new parliament, sir, I think you or I, many of us would visit this parliament and especially the central hall. How can we forget this, sir? How many things have happened which is in history? Sir, the foundation stone for this parliament was laid in February 1921 by Duke of Connaught. And it was inaugurated by Viceroy Irwin in 1927. 6 years it took place. Sir, we should be very happy to note that the buildings were designed by Sir Herbert Bhaskar along with Edwin Lewin, architects of the new imperial capital. That is not the issue, sir. What I would like to highlight here is the sandstone columns in our parliament is a state of the art. And Central Hall has witnessed a lot. Sir, I can hear two sounds. In June 1929, they echoed the blast of bomb which was thrown by the revolutionary Bhagat Singh and H.K. Butt to attain freedom. And thereafter in 2001, there was a terrorist attack in the parliament which was to foil our freedom and a challenge to democracy. But this parliament withstood that, sir, thanks to the design and construction of this as well as the security guards who were grievances by urging the government to understand and act. So this is it. This is the setup of a parliament. We make the government accountable. And this way we have worked a lot and have contributed, and we are setting a trend to the whole world, sir. And this Central Hall has seen so many. Again, sir, you know very well, it starts from Richard Nixon, then Eisenhower, then Khrushchev, sir?
Many have come.
Khrushchev, sir, Margaret Thatcher, Barack Obama, along with our presidents have addressed the joint sessions of parliament after the general election and before the commencement of every year. And people like you, sir, as vice presidents, what all they have done. Sir, all these are reminiscences.
So what's your point, sir?
Coming, sir, as well as opposition parties were there. Who were all there? Communists, the socialists, as well as the culturally conservative Johnson.
Sir, you are getting sentimental beyond sentiment.
Sir,
what exactly are you focusing on?
Party? And sir, after the DMK entered into the parliament, the doors were open for the regional parties. In a federal setup, the regional parties should have a very important place, and it cannot be dispensed of, was established only after DMK came here. Our founder leader, Anna, how his voice echoed in this August upper house, sir, it is still in the annals of history. Sir, I also visualize who all have been here. Pandit Nehru, Dr. Ambedkar, Lal Bahadur Shastri, Kripalani in the Ministry of VP Singh. Sir, his performance in Doha conference is still a history. Sir, coming to all these points, sir, I think I have some time, sir.
No, sir. No, what I am doing is that the main opposition party, their entire time had been taken by the Honorable LOP. But I would still accommodate some of them, given their huge experience. That being the situation, I am rationally, uniformly curtailing time, more of the ruling party, but of others also. So please cooperate with me.
Sir, I could hear, though I was not there, the tryst with the destiny.
At midnight, rolling out a GST regime. So I
When the
was
whole
saying,
world sleeps, India
after a gap of 70
will
years.
awake to life and freedom, sir. He started his speech. Sir, I had the privilege of being here during the golden jubilee of the independence, sir. And in the central hall, we heard the speeches of Mahatma Gandhi and Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. And that's a very green memory. So also these speeches, sir. And after the speech of Pandit Nehru, very important here is we have to recollect this mentioning of Dr. Ambedkar, the architect of our constitution, because this is the right time when we are speaking about constitution, we have to preserve also. So I have to quote only two things, one of Ambedkar's and another of Anna. However, a constitution may be, quote Dr. Ambedkar, however good a constitution may be, if those who are implementing it are not good, it will prove to be bad. Okay, sir. However bad a constitution may be, if those implementing it are good, it will prove to be good. If those who are called to work it happen to be a good lot. The constitution can provide only the organs of...
The people sitting in this house would be in a position to take a call while being here. That's something which has eluded us.
Two things I quoted very much, sir, here. However a constitution may be good, if those who are implementing it are not good, it won't prove to be bad, number one. And second, he has said if it is misused, he will be number one to blame.
Thank you.
Sir, and our late leader, Anna, very important, sir, he entered into this parliament and said, I am from the Dravidian stock. I have something distinct and different to offer to the nation at large. He started, and very important, he spoke during the Official Languages Amendment Act, sir. Sorry.
Please conclude.
Sir, sir. Yeah. If it is uniformity, quote, Anna spoke, if it is uniformity that you are going to aim at, you are not going to achieve it, come what may. This country consists of different ethnic elements, different cultural elements, and different linguistics groups. It is only unity within this diversity that we should arrive at, and not by destroying the fine niceties of this diversity, mistaking uniformity for unity. May I ask,